Hey everybody, Scott Anderson here with Buddy Mountcastle. I'm currently Storm Amateur Staff and
I'm with 900 Global Amateur Staff. Today we're going to talk about the new 900 Global release, the Realty Check. It's a follow-on with the Reality family with the Reality and the Altered Reality. We're going to get out in the lanes and kind of give you an idea of how all three of those look in comparison.
Now I'm not going to be throwing a Reality. Mine's kind of plugged up right now. I'm still deciding what to do with it, but I do have an Altered Reality, which I've been a really big fan of, to compare with my Reality Check as well. We're going to go over the layouts and let you know how we feel they fit in with each other.
My Reality Check is going to be drilled pin down, and my Altered Reality is pin up. My Altered Reality is going to have 1,000, actually send it to 500 to 1,000, then with some compound. And my Reality Check is at a 3,000 finish.
And yeah, so for those of you that didn't know, the Reality Check does come at a 4K fast.
Yes.
So what I did to try and replicate that was I put my Altered Reality to the exact same thing. It did have some polish on it before. I have thrown my Reality Check for one league session, so it does have a little bit of lane shine on it, but I think for the purposes, not changing the surface after one league session is probably going to be best. So let's go ahead and hit the lanes and see what we can find out.
All right, we're going to get started here. I'm going to start off here with the Reality Check. My goal here is to stand 25, throw the ball closer to 13, 14, and push it out to about 10. Hopefully I'll get a good reaction. Not bad. All right, so that first shot went a little too perfect. Let's see if I can make that happen again. Again, stand about 25, want to hit 13, 14, out to about 10 with the Reality Check. Can't complain. Ball's pretty solid. Ball reads in the mid lane pretty quick, but it has a great back end action too. A little stronger than the Reality in that perspective. I'm trying to hit 13, 14, get it out to about 10. Oh, I got that one wide. Oh, ring 10. All right, so that was 3 shots with me. Now let's see Scott Anderson throwing the ball. He's going to be a little deeper, and obviously he has a lot more hand than I do.
All right, we're going to be lining up here around 28. 28 with my feet. Kind of really just throwing it at the 6 pin here. See what kind of shape we get. Man, this ball, ball gets down the lane. I mean, in a wood house, when the heads are this toasted, for a ball to get, for a ball that strong to get through them that clean and still go through the pins, almost a perfect angle. I mean, I didn't see a chance of leaving a stone 9 or a stone 8 there, but this ball's done nothing but impress me over this last week. Easier said than done. Let's try it again. Same idea. 28. All right, let's see if we can take our hand out a little here. Oh. 28. Like I said, kind of looking at the 6 pin here, just the kind of rule on a house shot. So, let's see what we got. It's a little wide. No problem.
All right, so that was nice going over around 13, 14 out to 10. I don't have the best hand in the world, but I'm going to move left and try to throw 15, 16 out to about 9, 10 and see if I can get the ball to recover. Had it here about 25. Actually, it was at 28. See what happens. Not the best hand release, but got the ball to come back. All right, let's try that again. off with a little better release though next time. You're gonna hit at 30. Trying to hit 16.
That's right.
Look at that. I'm gonna play inside with this ball. Oh, that might be. There it is. All right, Scotty's turn. Let's see what he can do.
All right, here we go. We were 28 before. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move 5. So let's go over to 33 here. Again, these were freshly oiled. So, you know, we got the wood surface here is a little more high friction. It's gonna kind of bring the ball down a little, help it out a little, and see what happens.
There's his ring tip.
There we go. So there's 5 left. Ball kind of got to the spot and it was like, now? I'm like, yeah, now. Same thing, but I move my eyes in a little. 33 again.
All right, so that was a reality check. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to stay left, and I'm going to throw the altered reality. I'm going to stand about 30. I'm going to again throw it over 60. Goal is to get it up to about 10. Let's see how much this ball reacts differently versus the other one. I think it's going to snap back. Oh, it snaps. Of course, a little soft with that one, a little too soft. Trying to hit 16, 17. See if I can get this ball to bounce back into the Mountcastle and send work.
Wow.
So, let me change my angles here a little bit. Looking at 31, I'm going to throw 18, and I'm only looking to hit 13 down lane. I find with the altered reality that if you get it too far right on the draw and house shot, it overreacts. It's got to have some oil in the front to keep it on line. Because it is extremely angular, much more angular than the reality. Much better. All right, now we're gonna have altered reality thrown by Mr. Scott Anderson. See how much this ball turns on him.
All right, now my altered reality is drilled a little bit stronger pen to axis than my reality check, and I did just hit this with a fresh finish. So we got it 4K and it's pretty fresh, got a little lane shine. So we're gonna kind of see what happens here. There we go. So that was the same place. Yeah, that was on 33. That was where the reality check was ring 10ing. So I think what happens there is the reality check seems a little bit more rolly. It kind of gets into its shape a little bit sooner than the altered does. Altered, of course, being the pearl cover stock. Obviously, it's meant to be a little bit, you know, longer and stronger. The hybrid of the reality check, you can almost kind of just, it's glaringly obvious in the shape the ball makes. That one came a little high. 9-pin fell a little late, so I'm gonna move 1 left here. Same idea. All right. And that's kind of exactly what we're talking about, right? When you start getting into these cliffed conditions, these pearl balls that like to get down the lane before they make their move, they don't really respond to the oil as well as something with like a hybrid cover stock might. All right. There we go.
That was flush.
There you go. Just gotta stay behind it, right? Gotta get the ball to read the lane a little bit sooner. But yeah, these balls complement each other so well. it's unfortunate we can't really get it, the altered reality anymore. But for those of you that are looking for some type of replacement, or for those of you that sent yours in, I'm very impressed with this check. This probably gives you the best of both worlds, if we're being completely honest.
So I'm going to stick with the altered reality. I'm going to move a little further left. I'm going to play probably closer to 1920. Going to stand 33, 34, and see how its reaction is.
That's in.
Well, folks, that's what happens when you grab the ball and you squeeze it. Let's try and do that a little better next time.
No blooper reels here.
Yeah, no bloopers. We're just showing you real bowling.
Shape.
So the difference here is, for example, Scott talked about the cliff, where for him with his rev rate, the cliff can be damaging for him. Whereas myself, where I'm able to use this ball in a similar zone where it overreacts for Scott, for me it reacts a little more even because I have less rev rate. So I'm able to take advantage of it a little longer than he could. In that perspective. The clip still affects me, but not as harsh, because I don't have as much hand. Change balls. I'm going to go with, the reality, the original. Such a fantastic bowling ball on so many conditions. But you'll see on this particular ball, I expect it to see, this ball's going to pick up a little earlier mid-lane versus what the altered reality did down lane and then the reality check. So hopefully you kind of get an idea of what you see that on the lane. A little heavy, got to move left on that. We kind of used up that spot a little bit.
The one thing that you can tell about all three, which I really, really like, it's just kind of, you can tell where the ball wants to pick up. All three of them are extremely decisive at exactly what they want to be. The reality being a solid ball, it's reading sooner. It wants to be a solid ball.
Yeah.
This reality check, it's the hybrid. It's kind of right in between the two. And the altered reality, all three balls are pretty much exactly what you're looking for out of a solid, a hybrid, and a pro ball.
All dependable though, all predictable where you know they're going to be at on the lane. Wow. Okay. Because I need to keep chasing this left puller board with this reality.
Sooner and smoother seems to be the trend for these two shots so far. No pun intended.
Definitely much smoother, and definitely much sooner on the lane. Gonna move two left. Go ball up 16.
Oh.
Ball
Yeah.
mid lane is awesome.
Ooh.
You get any better than that? Alright, so you just saw me strike a couple times with reality. Now we're going to switch it over to Scott. He's going to show you the Infinite Physix. Similar part of the lane too.
Yep, so this is their Storm's newest pearl symmetric. I've been nothing but impressed with this ball. Now this one does have quite a few more games on it than the reality check does, so the lane shine you might see is a little more prevalent, but I'm going to kind of go back to where I was when I was ring 10ing with the reality check. It was around 33, all right. Going to kind of be in the same area. Let's see what we get here. Now, that could be just because we've been throwing shots and lanes are starting to check up. I got a little right to the dry a little early. So we're going to kind of take all those things into account here. I'm just going to move 2 left. I'm going to kind of see how this ball goes through the pins. Could have been some user error there. Got to get it off my hand a little faster. Let's see what we got. All right, so now we're around 35, 36. Wow!
I would say we burned up that part of the lane pretty good.
Yeah!
You might have to tighten up your angles a little bit on this one.
Woo! This is like a perfect example of when I'd be like, all right, I don't know if another 2 left is going to help. So maybe, you know, exploring moving right with the reality check, you know, the unused heads, the unused part of the lane right there, might be more advantageous for me instead of chasing this left. So we're going to make a big jump because that one was obviously, woof. Okay, so I'm going to try that one more time. Let's move another 2. So from 33 to 35, let's go to 38. I'm going to try and back out a little too. See if I can get it down lane a little because I think it was really dry. There we go.
There you go, that was flush.
So 33 was when we were going ring 10 with the reality check. Again, we've been throwing some shots down the lane, so obviously this isn't, you know, where I was before. Let's try and get one more. I'm going to move even deeper. Let's move into 40 here with my feet. Probably should end on a good note, but who's to say this one won't be that good, right? All right. Same thing. Kind of take my hand out of it. Get it down lane a little. I love it. That's a good place to end. Hey guys, back in the shop after all those practice shots out there, kind of showing you the versatility of these bowling balls. I have to say, the one thing that stood out to me more than anything else between all those shots that we threw was how every bowling ball kind of did what it was supposed to do. There was no real surprises out there. You know, the solid balls hooked earlier were a little more smoother. The pearl balls went a little bit longer, snapped a little harder.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I found that the original reality, read the lane early. It definitely hooked more, you know, than the reality check and the altered reality. But I really saw the big difference between the reality and the reality check was the fact that the reality check gave itself a little more length before it reacted, but it also had actually had a much stronger back end action than the reality did. So it gave me a more versatility to move in and, you know, open up the lane a little more.
Now, that's almost exactly, you know, the last thing I did want to kind of like harp on was the ability to explore the lane with the reality check. You know, jumping 5 left from what I thought was a pretty good look, and I was still, you know, going flush. Moving 5 right and backing my hand out of it, just kind of being comfortable, that also helped. There was never really a part of the lane that I was trying to throw the ball on where I felt like I couldn't strike from. Now, whereas a reality, you know, the stronger, solid, symmetrical ball might have a specific purpose. Altered reality, even though I see a lot of people throwing it, you know, kind of wherever they want, that ball being a pearl ball would be better on some type of lane. Reality check does feel like it kind of checks all the boxes, for lack of a better term.
It definitely is a great fit in between the reality and the altered reality, and is a go-to ball for many condition.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I like I said, I've only really thrown mine realistically not in practice for, you know, 1 or 2 league sessions here, and on the wood conditions it really helped clear those burnt heads. And even when we got to some of the over-under, I was able to kind of, you know, move right and sharpen my angles up and add a little speed, and the ball was great there too. Yeah,
definitely on wood lanes where the lanes, you know, the front ends were burned up. You know, seeing that ball get through and hold its energy and then react on the back end the way it did, it's, you know, it's a real confidence builder to know you put that ball in your hand, it's gonna hold the line, it's gonna react.
I was impressed all around. I have no bad remarks to say.
So with that said, bowling ball comes out July 28th?
2 weeks, I think it's 2 weeks from today, and today being, yeah, it's towards the end of July.
And check out with your local pro shop, place your orders, and look forward to seeing you guys throwing them on the lanes.
Thanks for watching.